Hi there, today I'm going to recover the LeetCode problem 380. This problem is required us to design a data structure, and the data structure can do the insert and remove and get random. And all the operations for this data structure should be on one. So since we're talking about the O1 operations, so what's the first data structure reminds in your mind? What's the first data structure you can think about? Think of it. For me personally, I definitely will think about hash map or hash set. But there is a problem because we also need to implement the get random stuff for this data structure, right? So it's impossible for the hash set or hash map to use O1 to get the random things, because if we want to get the value from the hash set or map, we need to iterate through the entire hash map and hash set, right? For get the index. So how about array list? Array list is implemented by the array. So since we know if we delete an element from the array, we need to shift the elements after the delete position by one position, right? So this means we at least take a on step, take on time. So how about we combine the two data structures together to design this new data structure? So for me, I will probably use the array list to save the value, and the hash map, the k is to save the value, and the value is that I want to save the index of the value in the array list. So we can insert a value right after the from the last position of this array list, and if we want to remove something from the array list, we remove the last element of the array list and check the index of the removed value from the hash map, and we compare after we remove the array list, the size of the array list is equals to the remove index or not. If it's equal, that means we just write to remove the value which is in the last position of the array list. If it's not, so we need to set this last element of the array list to our remove index in this array in the original array list. So let me take an example over here. So from here we can say if they have an initialize. I didn't include it at the first. Okay, so for the first operation is initialize, and then we insert 1. After we insert 1, array list is 1, and in the map position is 1 0. Result should return true. So according to the question, if we can insert the number into array list, we return true. If this element is not inserted before, if it's already inserted before, we return false. And for remove, it's the same thing. If the array list already including the elements, so we can remove it, we can return true. If we in the array list we don't have the elements need to remove, so we just simply return false, right? Okay, we continue the example. For the first one, we insert 1, so we array list become to 1, and map become to 1 and 0. 0 is the index of this one, and result is true because it's not inserted before. And we insert 2, array list become 1 and 2, map become to 1 0 to 1, return true. And we continue to insert 3. The 1 2 3 and 1 0 2 1 3 2 return true, and we need to operate the remove. We need to do the remove things over here. Okay, we remove 2. As I said before, we want all the operation is O1, so we simply remove the last element from the array list. We save it last value. So the last value over here is 3. So after we remove it, our data array list size becomes 2. But the 2 is equal to the remove index, because we need to remove 2, right? We need to find the index, remove index from the map is equal to 1, because 1 is not equal to 2. So that means we remove the wrong things. So here we need to set array list the position in the remove index, choose the last value 3. So right after we, and at the same time, we also need to update the position in our map. So position 3, 1, and over here we also need to update our map. Remove the value 2. Okay, so this is the basic idea of this question. So for me, the first time I do this question, I'm thinking, so this is a check. Array list size is equal to the remove index or not. So the first time I do this question, I'm thinking, can I check the last element of the array list? The value is equal to the value I need to remove, and right over here. So we can do like that way because in this question we cannot insert a duplicate value in our array in this data structure. So we can definitely do like this way, can check the last value is equal to the remove value or not. But I'm going to continue this question, the follow-up of this question. So how about the question 381, insert, implement this data structure, but at the same time the duplicates are allowed. But if the duplicates are not, we cannot check the last value is equal to the remove value or not. Hold on, I will traverse this example for you. We can traverse together. And for this question, the follow-up, we also need to implement the 3 operations, and all the 3 operations should be all 1. Right? How should we do it? So, as I said, the array list, the operation of delete and remove, delete from array list is open. So I need to use a hash map to help me to record the every element in array list, the index. So I need the array list, of course, to store my value, and I need a hash map over here to record to save my index. But for this time, because we have several duplicates, we can have duplicates in our array list as this time. So I will change it. I will change that the key is of integer, is the element in my array list, and the value will be a set, hash set. Over here is also integer. So the idea for this question is basically the same with the last question. Let me traverse example for you, and you will understand. So first operation is we initialize, right? I didn't do initialize over here. Okay, but we've come from the second one. Second one is insert 4. So we insert 4, the array list becomes 4, and the map becomes 4 to 0, and the result is true. And we keep insert 3, and the array list becomes 4, 3, and the map becomes 4, 0, 3, 1, and the result is true because we never insert 3 before, so we return true over here. And we keep insert 4, and array list is also 4, 3. 3, 4, and the map becomes to 4. Add another index over here is a 0, 2, and this means I have 0 position. I have a 4, and in my 2 position it's also 4 elements. It is also 4, and the result for the insert 4 is false because we already inserted before, and we insert 2, and our array list becomes 4, 3, 4, 2, and our map becomes this one. So parenthesis over here is the hash set, and my result is become to true, and we keep insert 4 over here. 4 is become to 0 to 4. This means we have 3 position. We insert 4. So okay, this is very important one. Is remove 4. If we wanna remove 4, as I said, I also remove the last element from my array list. So my array list become 4, 4, 3, 4, 2. and I remove the last position, last element in my from my array list. So because I remove 4, I need to find the index of the 4 I need to remove. So I need to traverse my I need to get my remove index by the map. So my map over here, this is a set. Set is a 0 to 4. So for the remove, I just remove the value is 4, right? I don't care which 4 I remove, right? So because it requires us to do all the operation in O1, so I just removed the first index I found in the set. So my remove index is 0. This operation is just O1. And for the right version here, we have 2 versions to do these things. You remember before the last question I said you can also compare the last value with your remove value for the last question. Or you can also compare the array list size after you delete the last element and choose the remove index. I said that both ways can work for last question, but it cannot work for this question if you just compare the last value, because we have we have a duplicate over here. So for the right version, I will keep hide this. I'm afraid I will misunderstand you guys. I'm afraid I will mislead you guys. Sorry. So we will keep going to do this version. So the last value is a 4, right? So the last value is 4. So after we delete the last value of 4, our array size is become to array list size is equal to the 4. And we compare this 4 size is equal to our remove index or not. Apparently it's not equal to our remove index. So we will update, we will set the index over here, this 0, array list. We will set array list the remove index to our last value. Right? And at the same time, we need to update the last value. At the same time, we will update the last value position in our map. So first of all, we need to get the last value and remove last value's position 4 over here. And we keep updating. Last. This is insert a new position for him for the last value. So our map it become this one. This is a basic. This is the idea of these questions. And since we use a set to remove and use a hash map to get the index, and we always remove the last element from the array list. So our all operations is O1. And by the way, I'm talking about the wrong things, wrong version. If we compare the last value with the remove value, what will be wrong? So I can show you if you do like that way. So your last value is 4. If you compare to the if you compare the last value is equal to the remove value or not. So apparently 4 is equal to 4. This means you won't delete. You want to do those things. That means your map is still like this way. You just delete 0 from the map, and your map is like a 2, 4. But obviously you already delete the 4, index 4 in your array list, so we cannot access index 4 over here because it's already deleted from array list. Then for the next time you will get up no pointer things. Okay, over here I passed my code for the 380. Here is initialize, and here is insert things, and then remove, and get random things over here. So I passed my code over here. The first code I passed is a 380. You can go through the code over here. Okay, and you can pause this video to take a look at this code if you not clearly understand. And the first one code is over here, FollowUp code. So that's it. That's the question of this week. I hope you guys can understand, and see you next time. Bye.